Vigilant as the hot weather continues across much of our region, and the odious smell of Port Augusta's lake set to be cleaned up.
From our 7 Spencer Golf studios, your nightly news with Louise Hedger begins now.
Good evening. We begin with some breaking news tonight, and police are believed to have found the body of missing Broken Hill woman Marilyn Grubb. It's understood she was found on a dirt road just off the Silver City Highway, 40 kilometres north of Broken Hill. Ms Grubb was reported missing on the 30th of December after leaving her rural property. It's believed she had left in a 2005 Holden station wagon. Numerous searches around Broken Hill spanning a distance of 20,000 square kilometres were conducted with no major information until late today. Police had only just launched a fresh appeal for information on her whereabouts. Her family has been notified. Experts are urging South Australians to remain vigilant after much of the state experienced yet another day of sustained heat. The warnings come a day after the mercury tipped 48.9 degrees in Port Augusta, its hottest day on record.
After sweltering through Port Augusta's hottest day on record yesterday, residents were today bound for the nearest watering hole. Garth Burley, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Broken Hill Police is investigating the terrifying robbery of a local taxi driver, which occurred in the early hours of Sunday morning. Just after 4 o'clock, the 60-year-old driver picked up 2 passengers on Creedon Street when he was approached by a man armed with a knife. The thief made off with a small amount of cash. The driver wasn't injured. Police would like to speak to 2 men of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander appearance who may be able to assist with inquiries. A quarterly report into Nearstar's Port Pirie lead smelter has found it was recently dangerously close to breaching its operating licence. Emissions were just 0.001 microgram per cubic metre under the legal limit.
2018 saw Nearstar face a series of challenges involving the transition of its Port Pirie lead smelter. The decommissioning took longer than expected and the old plant edged dangerously close to breaching its operating licence.
Levels are monitored every day at Port Pirie, and Nearstar is required to meet compliance limits, which are assessed every quarter.
Stay with us. Still to come tonight, a new chair helping Port Lincoln's disabled community enjoy the beach, and all the winners from the 2019 Port Lincoln Art Prize. Welcome back. People living with a disability in Port Lincoln are being given the chance to hit the beach and swim in the sea. New specialised beach matting welcomed, as well as a floating wheelchair to allow access for all.
It's a feeling many of us take for granted. Splashing about in the sea for the first time in 9 years has filled Liz Healy with pure joy.
It's just amazing, you know, just liberating, just to be able to feel that freedom of being in the water, feeling the water lap around you. I forgot I was actually in a chair.
Casey Trelaw, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A 23-year-old man charged with the armed hold-up of a Port Augusta hotel late last year will be sentenced in early April. He appeared in the Port Augusta Magistrates Court for a hearing this morning. It's alleged the man threatened staff at the Pastoral Hotel with a knife before fleeing with almost $10,000. He was located by police at a Port Augusta address the following day and remains in custody. Broken Hill City Council says there is a lot for Silver City residents to be excited for in 2019. The rollout of a wide variety of infrastructure is underway, with bigger projects also in the works.
Broken Hill is getting some upgrades.
Stay with us. After the break, we'll take a look at our region's fuel and diesel prices. And the Port Pirie Soccer Association has a bright future thanks to a government grant. Welcome back. Port Pirie Junior Soccer Association is kicking goals after receiving $10,000 in funding. It'll be primarily spent on lead removal from the old clubhouse, making it a safer environment for the soccer community.
2018, Port Pirie's Junior Soccer Association was left high and dry after the state government scrapped funding for the Female Facilities Program. Dominic Beaton, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Time now for Fuel Watch. Here's Pat with a look at the latest Bowser prices.
Well, while temperatures across the Spencer Gulf and here in Broken Hill go up, petrol prices are on the way down. Starting with unleaded, and when we left the action in 2018, filling up was considerably pricey. Thankfully, the New Year period has brought some respite at the Bowser for all of us. In Port Lincoln, the price is now down to $1.30. Whyalla is on $1.32. After weeks and weeks of high prices, Port Augusta has seen its average price plummet over the break. A 20-cent drop has it at $1.27. Port Pirie is down by 4 cents to $1.25, but the cheapest in the Gulf goes to Kadina, which hovers in the low 120s. In Broken Hill, things are also good. We're down to around $1.38, while in Adelaide, things are very cheap. The price there is only $1.12. Turning over to diesel now, and down, prices are down. Port Lincoln has dropped to $1.41. Port Augusta is on $1.44. Whyalla is only on $1.49. The good times keep rolling in Port Pirie. The price there has gone down by 8 cents to average $1.36. Kadina is also around that mark. Up in the Silver City, we've also seen a massive drop. We're actually paying less than Whyalla. That's a first. Adelaide beats everybody though, hovering around $1.29. A quick look at Autogas, and it's a mixed bag. Kadina is by far the best performer with a 17-cent plunge. Whyalla is the worst off with a 5-cent spike. Broken Hill, Port Lincoln and Adelaide have also seen a bit of green. Port Augusta is breaking even. Now remember, these prices are the regional averages, and they do not reflect any one particular outlet. And if you do find a spot that does sell unleaded, diesel or auto gas for cheaper, be sure to let us know on our Facebook page.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at today's weather and the forecast for the coming days. Welcome back. Now time to take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Britt, Aylen.
Inching closer with the cool change due to come through on Friday. It was 47 at Port Augusta today, 45 at Broken Hill, 44 at Port Pirie, 43 at Whyalla and 30 at Port Lincoln. On the satellite, a broad trough of low pressure over the state, keeping us hot and dry. On the waters tomorrow, southeasterly winds tending southwesterly at up to 25 knots and swells to 1.5 metres. Sunrise is due at 6:24 in the morning with the sun setting at 8:33. And we've got another sweltering day ahead of us. Port Augusta hot and dusty tomorrow, 47 the top. Broken Hill mostly sunny and 45. Port Pirie 42. Kadina 39. Whyalla 38 and a top of 30 for Port Lincoln with a slight chance of showers. Looking further ahead to Friday's cool change, bringing showers over most parts. The maximum dropping to 26 degrees at Port Lincoln with a fine and mostly sunny weekend. Cleve a top of 23 on Friday, partly cloudy on Saturday 22, Sunday 26. Woodner cooling down at 28 on Friday, fine through the weekend and warming back up to 34 on Sunday. Whyalla dropping down to 28 on Friday with a shower or two, Saturday 26, Sunday 30. A possible shower for Port Augusta on Friday, 31 degrees, partly cloudy over the weekend. Kadina a top of 30 on Friday ahead of a fine few days. Port Pirie 31 on Friday with a 40% chance of showers, Saturday partly cloudy and 30 degrees, Sunday 34. Clare 30 degrees to end the working week with a fine and mostly sunny weekend. And still very hot in Broken Hill on Friday, 43 degrees, with the cool change coming through on Saturday, bringing temperatures in the early to mid 30s across the weekend. And that's all for Wednesday's weather, Louise. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Britt. And that is your nightly news for this Wednesday evening. We thank you for your company. We'll have updates later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.